what I have learned in 11 months of marriage. Start looking at the man in the mirror. It's so easy to blame somebody else or point the finger at somebody else or say somebody else needs to be doing something, but you have not looked in the mirror and dealt with yourself. So if there's something around the house that I'm not liking, but I'm not showing a representation of how it's supposed to look, but I'm pointing my finger at my wife and saying that she need to get it together, I gotta start with me, because I'm setting the thermostat in the house with my presence, with my demeanor, with my spirit, the energy as being the leader of the house. And so now I'm looking at myself, Benil, what are some things that you can be able to do better before you point the finger or tell somebody else what they need to be doing better? So give me an example. If you're late everywhere, but you getting up late at night, or you sleeping late at night and not waking up like you're supposed to, you can't look at your wife and saying, hey, you need to be doing better. We need to be on time. And you're not even being on time. In your personal endeavors, you're not sticking to a schedule on your personal endeavors. Let's just say you need to clean the car out. You're not holding up to those responsibilities. Just being more mindful on what you are doing before you point the finger and say you need to correct that or you need to get better in that. And so that's where I'm at mentally and emotionally right now. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Before I criticize somebody, before I talk about what my wife needs to be doing better, I'm looking at myself first and making sure that, do I have my T's crossed? Do I have my I's dotted before you point the finger? And deal with you first. And once you set that example in the house and then it continues, then you maybe can have a conversation. But if you're not setting the example, you don't need to be having a conversation about anything. You know, lead by example. Start there. And then as you start there, then we could talk about or discuss things later. And that is helping me in my relationships with people, not only just my wife, because I have certain expectations from people and I have to challenge myself at times. Are you expecting them to do something that you're not doing? Or are you expecting them to do something for you? Or are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you keeping your word? Are you doing your part? Before you start talking about somebody not doing theirs. And so you have to take inventory of that before you have certain conversations. Because it's so easy to deal with somebody else, or point at somebody else, or criticize somebody else, or talk about somebody else. And are you really doing the work for real? Are you really putting forth the effort? Are you really putting forth the time? And when you ask yourself these things and you take inventory of these things, start there. And then it'll give you a different perspective and a different outlook towards that person or that situation. I had a barber tell me one time, guys be coming in here getting their hair cut and they want me to take care of their hair, but they not taking care of their hair. I said, wow, that's powerful. They want me to make sure that their hair is perfect, but they're not doing what it takes to give their hair that maintenance and that tender loving care on a regular basis. But they want me to perform a miracle when they get in the chair. So the question I would ask you is, before you point the finger and tell somebody else what they need to be doing, what they need to correct, are you absolutely certain that you're doing everything that you possibly can for that situation? And are you doing your part? Are you playing your part? And if you know for certain, I 100% doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, then we can maybe have a conversation. But if you're not showing up to the gym, you don't need to be talking about what the trainer's not doing. You do your part, you show up for whatever period of time that you all agree with, and then if there's no results, then you can have that conversation. But if y'all agree to 3 times a week for 6 months, and a certain meal plan, if you're not showing up once a week or once every other week, it may not be the trainer. If you enjoyed this content, it would be a blessing if you subscribe to my channel. These are different things that I'm learning in marriage, and what it's teaching me is that start with Benil, deal with Benil, because it's easier to point the finger.